What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Xenny and I'm back with another video, man. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. I would appreciate it. Today we got footage confirms Drake ordered hit on X. So without further ado, let's get straight to this video, man.
Just imagine. And as messy as Drake is right now, I can almost bet that there's somebody that wants to turn his faucet off. Because if y'all think Diddy is a mess, Drake, he was being groomed to be next in line, see? What happens when the real details of what happened to XXX?
XXXTentacion's case is getting old, but it's still far from over, and the drama just keeps coming. So you know how we all thought justice was served when X's killers got life in prison? Well, hold up, there's more to the story, and it's messier than ever. Remember those whispers about Drake being involved? Sis, they're not going away, and now we've got some wild claims and potential receipts to unpack. Okay, so let's talk about Dedrick Devin Williams first. If that name sounds familiar, it's because he's one of the dudes who got convicted for X's murder back in 2018.
Mr. Williams, you are the perfect example of why we have a law of principles in this state. When you engage in criminal acts with others, you bear the responsibility for your collective actions. It was you who picked the target in this case. You went inside Reva Motorsports to confirm the identification and what was there, and then you went back out and sat in the vehicle. Now, while you may not have left the vehicle and you may not have brandished the firearm or fired the fatal shots, you are as guilty as they are because you are an essential part of that crime. Without your actions, it would not have happened.
But get this, he's trying to appeal his case, and the gag is his legal team is throwing Drake into the mix. They're claiming Dedrick didn't get a fair trial because certain evidence pointing at other suspects, you know, like the boy, didn't even make it into the courtroom. But before we dive deeper, let's rewind a bit. So last year, Dedrick and his two accomplices, Michael Boatwright and Trayvon Newsome, were sentenced to life for their roles in X's murder. And the details? Straight out of a crime thriller. It all went down on June 18th, 2018, outside Reva Motorsports in Deerfield Beach, Florida. This wasn't just any robbery, it was a straight-up ambush with layers of drama. Picture this, it's a regular sunny day in Florida, and X had plans like anyone else. First stop, Bank of America, where he withdrew a fat stack of cash, $50,000 to be exact. The plan? Probably to treat himself because life was looking up for him at the time. From there, X drove his sleek black BMW i8 to Reva Motorsports in Deerfield Beach, Florida. It's a spot known for motorcycles and watercraft, and he was with his uncle just checking out the goods. Totally chill vibes, right? But lurking in the shadows was a black SUV carrying four guys: Dedrick Williams, Robert Allen, Michael Boatwright, and Trayvon Newsome. Here's where it starts to get sketchy. These dudes tailed X and rolled up to the same dealership. Dedrick and Robert even had the audacity to walk into Reva Motorsports like they weren't planning something. Surveillance cameras caught them casually strolling through the store, even passing X while he looked at bikes. And to top it off, they bought black masks while inside. Now, fast forward about 30 minutes later. X and his uncle leave the dealership, and as he gets into his car, boom, the black SUV blocks him in. Things escalated fast. Two guys, later identified as Boatwright and Newsome, jump out of the SUV. They're not here for small talk. They demand X's valuables. It's chaotic. There's yelling, a struggle, and they're trying to snatch his chain. But X wasn't about to go down without a fight. And then the unthinkable happened. Boatwright, who was clearly the aggressor in this twisted scene, pulled out a gun and shot X multiple times in the neck. Let's pause for a second here. They already had what they wanted, a Louis Vuitton bag stuffed with $50,000, but Boatwright still went back, looked X in the eyes, and pulled the trigger again. It was ruthless. After the attack, the four suspects sped off in their SUV, leaving chaos behind. People rushed to help, and the Broward County Fire Department got X to the hospital ASAP. There was a flicker of hope when paramedics briefly revived a pulse, but it wasn't enough. At 4:51 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, XXXTentacion was pronounced dead.
Deerfield Beach. The rapper XXXTentacion has been shot, apparently targeted while shopping for a motorcycle. Chopper 4 was over the scene on North Dixie Highway near Sample Road. The Broward Sheriff's Office says they got a call about the shooting at around 4 p.m. They say the rapper was transported to an area hospital where the Sheriff's Office says he died. We are continuing to work this story, and we'll have more on the CBSMiami.com website and on CBS 4 News at 7 and 11.
The autopsy later revealed that he bled out from a gunshot wound to the aorta, and he had been hit 3 times in the neck, with each shot dangerously close. The medical examiner, Lori Boyko, testified that the injuries were devastating. Here's where the story takes a turn. The suspects were eventually rounded up and hit with serious charges, including first-degree murder and armed robbery. The trial was intense, with evidence stacking up against them. On March 20th, 2023, after 8 days of testimony, the jury found Michael Boatwright, Trayvon Newsome, and Dedrick Williams guilty on all counts. The sentences were harsh but deserved. Boatwright got 2 consecutive life sentences plus an extra 30 years. Newsome and Williams were also handed life without parole.
More than a week of deliberations in the murder of South Florida rapper XXXTentacion.
The verdict is about to be read in a Fort Lauderdale courtroom. Let's listen in live now.
All right, the verdicts appear to be in proper form. I will publish. In the Circuit Court of the 17th Judicial Circuit in and for Broward County, Florida, the state of Florida versus Dedrick Williams, verdict count 1. We, the jury, find as follows: as to the defendant, Dedrick Williams, in this case, the defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree as charged in the indictment. Count 2. We, the jury, find as follows: as to the defendant, Dedrick Williams, in this case, the defendant is guilty of armed robbery as charged in the indictment. Count 1. We, the jury, find as follows: as to the defendant, Michael Boatwright, in this case, the defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree as charged in the indictment. During the course of the crime committed, did the defendant, Michael Boatwright, actually possess a firearm? Yes. During the course of the crime committed, did the defendant, Michael Boatwright, actually discharge a firearm? Yes.
Holidays come with a lot to get together. But it means everything to be together. Holiday with Pet, because
Did Michael Boatwright actually discharge a firearm? Yes. During the course of the crime committed, did the defendant, Michael Boatwright, actually inflict death to Jase Onfroy as a result of discharging a firearm?
If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. I would appreciate it. I'm going to see you guys on the next video, man. Peace.